Hey team, welcome to this video. We're going to talk about the back is back. Okay, one highly requested topic, back mobility or back health, I would say. So when we're talking about back, what are we really talking about? We're talking about the spine, right? And the spine, as I see it, is number one priority because we only have one. If we damage the spine, everything else stops to function. So when we look into mobility of the spine and just the general function, and I'm just going to draw some lines here, but let's say we have something called flexion, just like we have with the hip. We have extension, and we also have, certain degrees of rotation. And we have three parts of the back, generally speaking. We have the cervical spine, that is our neck. We have the thoracic spine, T-spine here, C-spine. And we have the lumbar spine, so L-spine or lumbar. And generally speaking, when we look at rotation, the C-spine is where we have, if we would look at from percentage, 100% rotational capacity, meaning we can move this very much. How much is that on a degrees? I would say somewhere at like 190 degrees, maybe a bit more. T-spine, we have still plenty of rotation, but we're probably getting down to about 50%. And then we have flexion in the lumbar spine, and here we have probably 5%. And this is because the load is progressively getting much higher the lower down we go in the body, and also tells us what we are able to and should not be doing. So the lower spine doesn't like to have a lot of rotation. If we create rotation with pressure, it's a bad recipe. That's usually where you see a lot of injuries happening. But if the spine is only having pressure from above, we could probably add 1,000 kilos just for straight up and down, and our spine is so stable it can actually hold that. So it's super strong in that position. Now, looking at that 1,000 kilos, I just made it up, but let's say it's 100 kilos to make that a bit more easy. 100 kilos. So as soon as we start to rotate the spine, that diminishes quickly. And it diminishes, more rotation we have, the capacity goes down dramatically. If we flex the spine, we bend forward or backwards, again, we're going to see a demonstration of lack of stability and also performance. And how much is it? Well, it depends on the degrees, of course. Like the more we bend, the less power we're going to have. And here's the one critical point that many people don't maybe have heard, is that if you bend your spine or you rotate your head or you bend your neck like this, the output in your nerves to your arms, shoulders, hips, toes, feet, calves, it reduces. So if you think about this, if you rotate somewhere here, your output here in your legs, these are some beautiful legs for this specimen, it will decrease. So if we would say you can back squat 100 kilos, back squat, and we just rotate your T-spine like this, and you're going to try to do a back squat, this is going to drop down to 50 kilos, maybe not even that, 40 kilos. So this is why we emphasize keeping a solid structure when we are doing any kind of heavy lifting. But in unloaded situations, like we're doing push-ups, pull-ups, kipping movements, we are actually being able to generate a lot of force still. It's not going to be 100%, but we are able to do this in a safe environment where the load is basically only our body. Now, it's going to be more demanding, like if you look at specific gymnastics where they're jumping and doing crazy things, they will, they might end up with more injuries. But generally speaking, most people, we can create a lot of force and power just with our body, as long as it's kept to kind of that 2 to 3 times our body weight at the maximum. So I hope this helps you a bit to understand, generally speaking, when it comes to power and spine health and why it's so important to prioritize the position of the spine. We're probably going to dig in a bit deeper into stuff like the vertebrae and the disc between those in future videos. Happy to hear your comments. All right, thank you. And until then, peace out.